Hi everyone, this is Lisa Falcon G with Universal Hidden Insight, and I'm just kind of doing a check-in today, and I'm going to do two Oracle card readings again, because I think those are really helpful. But I want to check in. How's everybody doing? How is everybody making it through this? Some people are still kind of stuck at home, which can be really challenging. I think it's a real chance to kind of get back to basics and what really matters, connecting with your family if you live with your family. That can be challenging if you have little kids around all the time, not really getting a chance to just have your own solitude time. I think it's important if you're in that situation to find a way to kind of carve out some time just for you. Um, it's really important for us to be able to just kind of get centered and have some peaceful moments wherever we can create them. And I do think that's going to require actually, really intentionally creating those moments. Um, I also think for those that are able to get out in nature, and I'm so sorry for the people that are not able to, that are being restricted from nature. That's a real tragedy, I think, because nature is such a great healer. Um, if you can just get out and just touch the grass and ground yourself, it's starting to get out green again, at least where I am in New York. Luckily, I'm not in the city. I know that's probably one of the most challenging places to be in the United States right now is New York City. So shout out to the people that are there. Definitely thank you so much to the people that are going in and being of service to the collective by showing up where they're essential workers, whether they're healthcare people, healthcare workers, or clerks at a grocery store. I found that is one of the jobs I'm the most grateful for, the people that are willing to do that. And I know that in a lot of cases we don't have a choice. I am also considered an essential worker, and it's been challenging because you do get nervous, and you try to keep things in perspective. You try to not get, consumed by fear, by all the statistics. And I think that in a lot of ways, the media is definitely kind of terrorizing us with this whole situation. It's important to be aware of the reality of things, and listen to scientists and listen to people who know what they're talking about with this. But it's also really important to not let that make you be so paranoid and so fearful that you're unable to function in the situation that you're in. So it's all about balance. It's doing your best to do kind of unbiased research, to try to keep things in perspective, that even though it seems that this will never end, that there has to be an end point to this at some point. There's lots of different theories about what's really happening with this, from ideas about it being a 5G radiation thing, or that this is all part of a bigger plan. There's ideas about this being kind of a transformative period, an opportunity, and I think no matter what you believe, it's just important to take sensible, responsible precautions, and understand that there are a lot of people who are high risk, from getting sick, and to kind of just do your best to boost your immune system, eat healthy fruits and vegetables. Again, get out in nature, try to get in the sun. The sun's kind of lighting up as I say that, just glaring a little more brightly through my window. Try your best to appreciate the little moments. Let everything slow down for you, and just try to be grateful and laugh as much as possible. I think that's really important, to not take things too seriously. Um, we have a chance right now to kind of be our child self, go back to play. And I think that's one of the first things that we lose when we start to grow up, is that we lose our sense of being able to play. So it's so important, put on a little blanket cape, so that you can be invincible, build a blanket fort, draw a color, that's always so fun. Build something out of cardboard boxes. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. Play hide and seek, stuff like that. If you're by yourself like me, I'm lucky. I have my kitty Luke to kind of keep me from feeling too lonely. But it's a real great chance to just do some self-reflection, to read some books that you've maybe had on your to-do list, things like that. And the things that I'm thinking, oh wow, I really wish that I could do that. I'm just kind of making a bucket list right now of okay, these are things that once I get a chance to do these, it's going to be that much more wonderful. I'm going to enjoy it that much more. All right, so without any more delay, we're going to do a little oracle reading here. I've got this great deck. I've got two of them actually. So I've got this one, which is the Spirit Animal Oracle. And then I've got this other one, which is, oh, can you see it okay? This one is the Universal Wisdom Oracle cards. Both of them I really was drawn to because I'm very aesthetic, and I really love the pictures on them. So what I'm going to do is kind of what I did last time, which is I'm just looking to see, what the intention I'm putting into this is a message for anybody who's watching, what we really need right now, that'll come through. So I think that there is a real commonality that we're all sharing in this situation. So I kind of want to tap into that, and some good supportive insight is always a helpful thing. So I'm just going to kind of shuffle through with that intention, the intention of a message for whoever's watching, whoever really needs one. I'm feeling drawn to kind of pull this card right here. So let's take a little look. So this, I don't know if you can see this okay. This is called Sacred Mountain, and for those that aren't sure what this is actually Uluru. This is Red Rock out in Australia. It's a really sacred place for the Aborigines, for the indigenous tribes of Australia. They're one of the longest living civilizations. They say they've been present there for over 60,000 years, so by far outlasting any other civilization. They've done that by being in balance and in harmony with nature and with each other in a way that we don't really think of as possible. They talk about being able to follow these song lines. There's song lines that they can map to certain places, and they do seem to have the ability to almost connect telepathically. So let's take a look at what this message means. This deck is in alphabetical order, so let's take a little look here, and hopefully this will be something that's going to be, empowering to people, and kind of give you some peace of mind. So it says that this card relates to strength of character, which is derived from a compassionate and loving heart. It reflects the inner strength and compassion that you radiate out to all those around you. And I'll stop right there. My little niece, she said something the other day. She said, "Spread love, not germs." And I thought that was so perfect. It's our generation's equivalent of "Make love, not war." It's never been more important. It's always been important, but it's never been more important to really look at how we can radiate out and find ways to be loving, and kind of, show our strength and our compassion. And this is really a situation that brings out our character. So it says, like a sacred mountain, your energy is magnetic and magical. You are a mountain of strength and hope for many people. And I'll stop again. Just realize that, realize how many people you are that are influenced by your presence, by your energy, by your words, by your actions. I think that's the message collectively for all of us, is to understand that we do impact each other. We are all connected. What I do affects all those I come across, and vice versa. So we do have a responsibility to each other, and this is a shared world. It says, your love and wisdom are strong and grounded. Because of this, many people will be drawn to you to seek your advice. Yet know that the real attraction occurs on a soul level. Little needs to be said, for your energy is such that it has calming and healing effect on all those who meet or hear about you. So it sounds like anyone who's listening to this is a really positive kind of nod that's saying, you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're living in compassion. You're living in truth, and you're living the right way for this time. So good job, guys. This is a real good nod. And then it says, your honesty, courage, and inner beauty are an inspiration to many people. You are indeed a sacred mountain, able to weather the changing seasons of life while always remaining true to your inner nature and wisdom. And on one last point on this, I'm just thinking before I put this one away that this is one of the most harsh environments in the world, right? It's a desert area. There's not very much rainfall. So think about what it takes to endure in a place like that. Maybe right now this is like our collective desert. We're kind of going without rain right now. But if you look at what happens with trees, if you look at how they reach out with their roots, what makes them reach out and seek and grow deeper is that lack of water, looking for nutrients. That's when we reach. It's through discomfort that we seek, that we go for our own growth. So this is a real chance for us to continue to do that, and know that it will rain again. Just like the sun will always rise again, it will rain again, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be cleansing, and we will be different people at the end of this. So we're going to pull out this deck, and we'll do a little shuffle here. When I first kind of pulled these out, this was the card that came up, which is just a really beautiful dragonfly. And for anyone who knows anything about the Native American totem meanings, the traditional Native American totem meanings, dragonfly is illusion. So that kind of brings up the concept of Maya, that all of this is an illusion, all this is a game. And I don't know about you guys, but I dream really deeply. And a lot of the dreams that I've had for the past year really have been these weird dreams where I'm kind of participating in this interactive video game. And I know that it's not real. It's so weird. It's really just been a metaphor to me to realize that even though this seems so real, and even though the fear and the danger and those things can be very physically real in this third dimensional sense, it's still kind of all just an illusion. It's the only thing that's real is within you, and the connection that we have to the energies and the spirit and consciousness that we're all a part of. So again, I'm shuffling with the same intention that whatever is needed by the most people that are watching this will kind of come through. So hopefully we'll get a really good card here that will really just kind of, again, bring some support, some insight. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this one is the Wasp Spirit, and I've never seen this card in this deck. So it says, sometimes life stings. Interesting. Let's take a little look. The number for this card, this deck is numbered, is 64. So those who follow numbers, that might have a meaning for you. But let's take a little look here. It says, sometimes life stings. It says, not all that spirit creates in nature is easy to love. But when we look through, that's a really, that's true. We're not loving viruses, but, they do help us build immunities, and they do help us stay strong, even though they cause damage. And actually, to stop there, I've been watching a lot of survival shows, and it's really interesting that in nature there's so many different beautiful plants and animals, but one plant can live right next to another plant, and that one plant could be medicine. It could be something that could be used to treat as an antiseptic or something, for a wound. And right next to that could live a plant that if you eat it, it would kill you within, 10 minutes, an hour. So it's really interesting to me, why that would be, why that there would be those two, that dichotomy of those two forces of life-giving and life-taking. So it says, but when we look through the eyes of Wasp's spirit, ooh, that's hard to say, we recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there's a purpose for pain, just as there's a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasps keep, ooh, that is a hard word to say, keep insect populations down, supporting the growth of plants. Interesting. Okay, so they have a real kind of symbiotic relationship to plants. So too, the sting of life may hurt, and you may feel deeply disappointed or even resentful that wasp spirit has shown up, but you will soon come to see that spirit has something wonderful in store for you. You may well come to realize that being stung led to something far better than you ever envisioned for yourself, and hopefully that's true. Perhaps behind the scenes, Wasp Spirit was conspiring with Spirit to ensure that you could grow something of value to you. Spirit has a plan, and Wasp Spirit plays a part. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led you to something far better? I know I have. Been grateful that some of my wishes did not come true. Wasp Spirit is a reminder to reflect on those times, for today's sting may hurt, but something better awaits you. So these cards have a protection message with them, and this one says, are you holding on to anger, jealousy, or resentment because you got stung? Or could you have stung others yourself by comparing yourself to others? There will always be someone else who is more successful, happier, thinner, richer, etc. And this time, I think the grass is always greener. There's, people get to stay home, people have to go to work, everybody thinks it's better one way or the other. Jealousy is the false belief that you can't have what you want or someone could take away something that was supposed to be yours. Let it go and release all those feelings that are making the sting hurt long after the stinger has been removed. Wasp Spirit has woken you up, and now you are called to trust the disappointment can lead you to a different and better path. Align with Spirit now, and trust that this too shall pass, and it is already doing so. For the pain subsides when you stop telling the story of how much it hurt. Got my little co-host here, little Luke. So what do you think, Luke? That was a pretty good message, huh? So that was interesting. I never pull the cards that I think I'm gonna pull. It's always kind of a surprise to me. And sometimes on the surface I think, oh, I don't like that card. But the messages, we can't always pick and choose the messages that come through, and we can't always pick and choose the lessons that we're being given. So they're all an opportunity for us to have a new experience, a chance to grow, a chance to really self-reflect, find ways to be of service to the collective as much as possible. And it's really up to us what we do with all of this. So I hope that this is at least giving you guys some kind of hope, some kind of insight, empowerment. Stay strong out there. It's okay to have all the different feelings. It's okay to feel mad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel like you don't have any control. But I think it's important to reflect on what you can control, and kind of just continue to do what you can to make the best of the situation. All right, guys. So with so much love, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take advantage of any good weather that might be happening, and until next time, take care.